This is Nail Stamping Art Nurse Leah, and I'm going to be creating some green Chevron nails using Model 1's gel polish. This is 0408, the first time I used it, and I absolutely fell in love with this glittery green color. It is absolutely beautiful. So I will be doing this, and at the end of this video, I will be doing a giveaway. So please stay and find out how to enter this giveaway. And these gel polishes do need to be cured. You want to make sure you get side to side. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next color, 0412. And this is a darker green with larger glitter pieces in it that may not show up quite as well on camera, but it is a lovely deep green. And as you know, if you've watched any of my videos, I do love myself some sparkles. Of course, my favorite color, as I've mentioned a few times, is pink. However, when I was little, my favorite color was green. I didn't change to pink until I was older. I can't really remember when exactly, but yeah. So before that, it was green, and these greens are gorgeous shades. And I bought this set off of Amazon months ago for some nails I was going to do for my daughter. As you can see, I'm just trying to clean up my little stand there because I did get a little bit on there and I wanted to clean it up before I put it in to cure, or else it would be on there. Not that it would ruin the stand, just kind of make it a little less appealing. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and pull the other green out of the UV LED lamp and set it down. Look at those sparkles. Absolutely love. Okay, I'm going to close these up because if you've watched me, you also know I can kind of be clumsy just a little bit and don't want to be knocking these over and spilling, showing you that it's 0412. And so we're going to move on and go to this next color. And I'm using just a latex glove, or it might be nitrile, regardless, a glove to help open these up. They open these bottles wonderfully for those that are really hard to open. And this is 0399. And it is kind of a bluish green that I see a lot of times when people talk about pine green. It kind of has a blue undertone to it. And this one is much more sheer than the glitter polishes that I was using just a minute ago. Still lovely, but definitely needs at least 2 coats. And that is what I end up putting on this nail, is 2 coats of this kind of bluish green color, much more jelly than the other ones are. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get this whole nail covered nice and non-streaky, have it self-level, and then I'll stick this in to cure and hopefully close up my bottle and pull my other one out. I am getting just a little bit of alcohol on a pad to clean myself up because yes, I know I should be wearing gloves and I am not. And wiping a little bit of the green that I got off somehow on that nail. So those are the 3 colors I've used so far. And here is the 0399 after being cured. And yes, I am just admiring the sparkle. Okay, and this next one I'm using 0697, also a kind of dark greenish color. Also seems to be a lot more jelly-like clear, not clear, but uh, jelly-like consistency. Because I can't always have all the sparkles, even though I would kind of like to. But kind of nice to have a nice little contrast. And this one also has a very distinctive kind of blue undertone to it. And it's not just a bright Kelly green or a forest green like the other ones were, but still pretty color, nice jelly consistency to cover this tip. And for this set, I am using Maniology soft gel tips. They're pre-buffed in a medium almond. And I really enjoy using these tips for my sets. I like the way they are. Now, I'm not using them as a gel tip, as you can. I'm not using gel under these because I've painted on them. So I'm making sure to just use regular nail glue as if you were doing false nails or fake nails, since the UV LED light cannot get through once painted. But I am enjoying these and I use them quite often. I like the shape of them. I like the thickness of them. So those are the ones I've been using mostly. I'm just doing a second coat on here. Like I said, since they are slightly transparent, I'm just getting a little thicker coverage on that. Now I'm going to do the same with the other nail. And this was 0697. If I didn't say it, no, hopefully you can see it there. I've had to adjust some of my filming. I'm trying to learn the different directions and ways to place camera. So I try to stay on screen, but I'm not always so successful, but I do my best. And hopefully you can see what I am doing for the most part. I'm just checking the nail, make sure I have full coverage from side to side and see if I've missed any areas or any spots. And as you know, I am not a nail tech. I am not a professional. I am just a DIY nail enthusiast who enjoys creating nail art. So hopefully you will know not to bash me for not being perfect, because I am definitely not. I am just having fun and learning and sharing my experiences with you. So if you like my content, hopefully you have subscribed, hit that like button, and continue to watch my videos. Opening the next one, this light green 0893. And since I always have gloves on hand, that's kind of what I use. I've heard some people use rubber band, but I just use my glove to go ahead and open this up and try to open the other one, because I wasn't sure which color green I was doing. This is 0773, which technically I should pick because those are some of my favorite numbers. And it is what I pick, and I didn't even realize that until now. So for this, the pinky finger, I'm going to go with this light green as a kind of a splash of contrast, a nice light color, help brighten it up. And I did want to use all these different color greens just to kind of showcase them. So there's only one I did not use in this set. As you can see, this color is a nice opaque color and nice leveling, shiny. Just making sure I get all from side to side again. And may get a little on my sticky tack because that nail is kind of small, as pinkies tend to be. And just making sure I go in so we don't have any streaking. Looks good. So I'm going to put that into cure for 60 seconds and pull out the 0697. And as you notice, I did try to put the polish bottles up above the ones that, the matching corresponding bottle to nail. And unfortunately, with the filming, I may have kind of cut off the pinky, which is going to be done and come out in just a few seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the designs. Now I'm doing a chevron design, and I want to use some nail tip stickers. So I am going to just wiping off the tacky layer with some alcohol so that the nail sticker will adhere better, because I have watched a few videos and that is what they recommend. So I'm going to try that, because I tried these French nail stickers on my daughter's nails and it did not stick at all very well. And so gel polish was getting up under the stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and attach some of these V-shaped stickers, and I'm just using my tweezers, and I'm a little off camera, but all I'm doing is removing the sticker from the backing, and I'm going to go ahead and try to center that to the best of my ability and make sure that it gets nice and well stuck on. So I'm placing it, and then I'm going to adjust it as needed, and then just kind of press down with the end of my tweezers to help prevent any gel polish leakage under the sticker itself. And I'm continually learning new lessons, trying again to see things that didn't work before, and maybe I can get them to work this time. And so hopefully you are on this journey with me and learning and growing in my nail journey. So I'm going to go ahead and place a couple more on there, which I kind of skipped over because you did not need to see me spend the time to get those or try to get those as straight as possible. And I'm going back in with that gorgeous Sparkle 0408, kind of a Kelly green, and just painting over these stickers to create that nice chevron design. And once I'm done with painting over those, I am going to gently peel away the stickers, which unfortunately is off camera. And once I finish with that, I'm going to go in and clean up any areas that may have kind of leaked underneath the sticker, or that when removing the sticker kind of overlapped where I did not want it. And I'm just using a little cotton tipped applicator to do that. You see me here just kind of using it to clean up the little area, try to make it a nice clean line on that chevron. And I find that this helps, or I could use just a little cuticle pusher as well. I've also used that. While that is curing, I'm going to go ahead and start on my next nail. I'm going to use the SheModern Clear Nonstick Matte Chrome Resistant top coat on this other nail, because I am going to be chroming the next few nails. So I need it matte so that the chrome won't stick to the background color. I'm going to put that in for 60 seconds to cure. And my other nail should be finished with the sparkly chevron design. I am liking that as well, which is good. It's always bad when you don't like what you do, and we always tend to be hypercritical of our own designs and our work. Usually the next day I'll go back and look, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's actually not too bad. I like that. Whereas in the process of making it, I'm kind of hypercritical and need to learn to take it a little bit easier on myself. Okay. The chrome white semi-gel stamping opaque and the green chrome from SheModern is what I'm going to be making the design with. And that is what this giveaway is going to be for. And this is my little jar that I've shown previously that have my little cotton balls that I have soaked in acetone. So when I get ready to clean up my plate, then they will be available for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get that prepared and kind of clean off my plate, which you didn't see, but that's what I was doing. I was wiping down my plate so that it'll be ready to stamp in case there's any leftover nail polish or sticky from the coating when you peel off that blue or clear plastic covering. And I am doing my best to get this centered so that you can see my stamping process. So I'm just getting that white SheModern chrome stamping polish. And like as I said, this is a semi-gel. So this does need to be cured. SheModern also has air dry stamping polish, sticky and non-sticky. I tend to like the semi-gel because I find it comforting that I don't have to wait for it to air dry, and I don't have to worry so much that it'll smudge or smear after I cure it. But for those who don't like gels, then yes, there are definitely air dry. You just have to learn to work a little bit quicker with the air dry, whereas with the semi-gels, you have a little bit more time. You just pick up your silicone stamper and run it over the design. And you can clean up any spare edges using your scraper card, which is what I am doing slightly off screen there. And with the semi-gels, you want to leave it on your stamp for about 10 to 15 seconds, which I do here. And you'll see I skipped that part and it still works in the next stamp. But I'm cleaning the plate with acetone using the the scraper to take off the excess bits. And then I'm going to grab my matted nail from the UV LED lamp and just checking to make sure that it is not tacky any longer. And I'll use my stamp and just kind of try to place it so you can see it and so I can see it. It makes it a little hard when you're filming. And try to center it a little bit and hold it correctly so that my fingers don't get in the way. That's what I'm doing there. And Then I'm just gonna, you see me press down gently and then roll it side to side to make sure to get the edges. Now this stamp wasn't long enough for this nail, so I will be cleaning off the stamper on a sticky roller that you see, or that you actually don't see on the side. You can use tape, you can use sticky stamping pads. I just use kind of a lint roller to take the polish off of the stamp, because you do not want to use acetone on your silicone stamper. It will make it cloudy and kind of ruin the integrity of your stamp. And I just got some paper towels to lay under because I had forgotten to do that step. And when I scrape, I tend to just wipe it off on the paper towel. So that's what I was doing there. And I'll just go back in with the opaque chrome stamping polish and decide what part of the pattern I'm wanting to finish off that nail. And I decided I wanted the kind of the upper part of that, and making sure I get a nice coating, getting in the grooves of that, and scrape and clean off my scraper. And then I will pick up my stamp once again and roll it in the opposite direction and take off any excess that I don't want to put on my nail. And you see here, instead of waiting that 10 to 15 seconds, I just grab that nail and stamp right on it. And it did still transfer just fine. It just leaves a little bit more residue on your stamper, which I would be cleaning up anyway because I didn't need that full stamp on the nail. So I'm going to clean off my stamping pad, stamper, yeah, stamper, clean off my plate, and I have that nail in curing. And I'm just cleaning off my plate, and I just kind of rotated my cotton ball there, cleaning off your scraper, because if it has buildup, then it won't give you as clean of a scrape. It's a little dry, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my acetone and kind of moisten that up a little bit to make sure I get everything nice and clean. And you do this between every stamp. You don't want to leave residual polish on the plate, or else you won't get a clean pickup. And all of these are things when you're first learning to stamp that you learn quick, because if you try to put the polish on again, then it will not stick. There is that beautiful green chrome metallic from SheModern. Unfortunately, for those of you who go looking for it, it is no longer being sold on their website. They do not plan to bring it back. So this giveaway may be one of your last chances to pick up one of their gorgeous chrome bottles. Now they do have pigments and glitters that are wonderful, but they do not have the chrome. And you can see how wonderful. I'm just using the eyeshadow applicator to rub this chrome on. So I'll rub it on, and it just took a little bit. I just rub this on and then wipe away with the clean side. And Tina with SheModern has said that any of the chromes that you can buy, and there are quite a few out there on the market in various nail companies and Amazon and even Temu, AliExpress, Shein, any of those have different chromes. Now they may be different quality, and you know that when you go in to buy them. But I am using this one, and this is the same exact green that is available in the giveaway. So you see that opaque white has turned to the lovely green chrome effect. And go ahead and cap that, and there that is, the green metallic chrome. And I'm just situating everything to get ready to figure out what I'm going to do next. And that's what I am doing, is just kind of looking to see, okay, this looks good. What is going to happen next? And I am going to go ahead and use this other stamping plate from Maniology, and do this little chevron pattern that has little bitty stars included in it. And this is plate M524, and I'm going to be doing this on the pinky nail, so I don't need the full design, but I am. You saw me kind of making sure to get the polish in all the little tiny lines. Now, SheModern's sticky stamping polish is absolutely wonderful to help get a pickup and get all those little tiny lines, as you can see there. And I did remember this time to let it set while I cleaned my plate. And that way, have a cleaner transfer. Got a little bit more acetone, and going to clean my scraper card using proper stamping technique. Yay, I remembered. And I'm just going to pick this up, and I did mat this one and the other one next to it as well, the ring finger prior. So just so you know, I did mat these beforehand because I am going to chrome these as well. I do have kind of a love for chrome and the shininess that it creates. And now you can see the little chevron with the stars, and I'm going to cure that. And then the residual on my stamper, I'm just going to wipe off on my sticky roller to clean that off. And then I'm going to be getting my other plate to do another chevron design on that. And all these 3 plates are Maniology plates. So, and I have a code for those that will be listed in the description if you want 10% off. And you see me scrape and I roll in the opposite direction, and you see that pickup. And there are a few little places missing. I'm trying to figure out, am I happy with that? Am I not happy with that? And when you're first starting out stamping and using stamping plates, it's not uncommon that it takes you a few tries, even with different designs. And if it's not working, then try to scrape in a different direction, pick up in a different direction. One of the hardest things for me, and I know a lot of others, to learn when stamping was how light a process it is. You're not trying to scrape really hard because you're going to move the polish out of the grooves. And then you're also, when you're using your stamper, you were not all pressing down hard. You just lightly roll it or lightly kiss the stamper to the plate to pick up the polish. Because once again, if you do it too hard, you're going to be shifting that polish out of those grooves and not getting a nice pickup. So I redid that and it was very good. I was happy with that one. And progress over perfection. So I go ahead and close up my polish because, like I said earlier, I am bad about knocking it over. And so I'm going to clean my plate. And if you don't like the streaks, you can wipe it down with a paper towel or some alcohol in a paper towel. And then I'm going to do this ring finger. I'm going to do this other pattern with the circles and the chevron together in that one. And all I do is try to line it up how I want it. And then you're going to gently push it down, not too hard. And I do roll it slightly side to side to get the edges of the nail so it's covered from sidewall to sidewall. I'm going to cure that for the 60 seconds and clean my stamper off so that the polish isn't left on there. There's my pinky one that I did the star chevron, and I'm going to go in with, oh, I didn't clean off my scraper card, excuse me. I'm going to clean my scraper card, and then I'm going to go in with the, oh, you see me cleaning my fingers because the stamping polish, excuse me, is on the paper towel and it got on my finger, but I clean it off that way. I don't start any gel allergies. You see me with the emerald chrome and just a little bit, and that's with any chrome. That's not just this SheModern chrome, but any chromes. You just need a tiny little bit, and it goes a long way. So the emerald is kind of a darker shade of green, just something a little bit different against the lighter nail polish that I have. And the same exact technique as it would be with any chrome. You're going to slightly kind of buff that in and then clean it off. And I use my finger, I believe the body warmth and helps the shine. If that's true or not, I don't know, but it is what I have done and enjoy doing it that way. And the chrome just kind of wipe off my finger on the paper towel there you saw, and it just comes right off. It's not something that sticks with your finger. And here is my other design, and I am going to go through with a clear Aurora Chameleon Chrome. It kind of shifts color, and they have these various types on Amazon. Is probably one of the cheaper places you can get it. that we can use here with fast shipping in the US. I'm just sprinkle a little bit on. So when you go to look for chromes, just if you want it clear, because I want to still see the color underneath, I don't want it a green, I'm going to keep that white. And I'm just going to have it a nice iridescent shift to the chrome. And you can see it there as I move it around and rub it onto that. And you notice that it does have that nice shine, and you need something that is ready for a chrome effect to get that nice shine and not look more glittery. And then there's me just buffing it in with my finger and making sure that the color variation, look at that. It's a lovely color shift to that chrome. And I'm just gonna go ahead and seal that up. Now her SheModern's glitters are also in those little canisters, which are great for not spilling. That is the clear non-sticky gloss top coat from SheModern. I'm gonna go ahead and top coat all of these nails. Now I made sure I brushed off and wiped off all the excess chrome so you don't end up with chrome all the way through your top coat. And in fact, it is very smart practice to use one bottle of top coat for anything you do chrome on. That way, if you do have some that come off on the brush, it doesn't get into your bottle and affect all future nail sets. Or you can also use, just wipe the brush off on a paper towel in between sticking it into the bottle, so that also does not contaminate your bottle with any potential leftover residue. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in for 60 seconds and close up my bottle, and then talk to you about this giveaway. So here is my completed set coming up, and I am going to be doing a giveaway for the white chrome semi-gel stamping polish. Opaque, I'm just going to look at that. Nice, beautiful shine top coat and all the glitters and colors from Model 1 and stamps. We're using SheModern polishes. There they are. You get the clear nonstick matte, the chrome white semi-gel, and the green chrome. And then you see me here with the different Model 1 nail polishes that I use that I also bought off of Amazon. And the giveaway is going to run through Friday the 27th. And to enter, you need to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and in the comments below, use any green emoji that you like, and I will enter you into the giveaway, which will be drawn on Saturday the 28th. Thank you so much for watching. See y'all soon. Good luck.